John Berry, Tamworth. As much as I'd like to get into the Maribel and neutered thing, I really don't want to go there. I'd like to go back to the runnels. And it's difficult to follow the money. I mean, $26 million, the UCIA is involved, they've got their own people to pay and all that. But this was a bullet bat, supposed to help the budget. 13.5 million, I think, is what it's saving. And plus that 26 million is going to get there somewhere. And this budget was just with, was it $200,000 within the cap? So when you consider runnels, it should have been a big tax increase, but you're looking to get as much as possible. So you can't really have it both ways. I mean, runnels was sold for budgetary reasons. And the way it was done, possibly, and I conjecture that it might have something to do with repaying the solar panel debt. Maybe it's being held for there through the UCIA, because that's, what, 15 million in bonds that got to be repaid because Tioga went bankrupt. So it's essential that you had to sell runnels for that, and it caused an awful lot of pain. Now, this is hearsay. I'm just told. You could, if you know any others, but the people who bought that, Center Management, apparently they kept like 4 people on from on their payroll. It was done like December 15th, and then 2 months later they just let them go. Now, I'd like confirmation of that. Now, that's so the county would pick up the unemployment, but they really didn't have any. I mean, these are 4 high-level people. There were things like, going over the, asking people if they knew anybody who wanted to work for $100. I mean, really kind of, practices that you wouldn't expect, So, and there were a lot of people who were inconvenienced, not only the people who were laid off, but the residents. There's no listing of how many died because of this. And now it's a private organization, so we can't even figure that out. But runnels, the sale of runnels, from everyone I've talked to, and, well, you won't talk, so basically it's people who are unhappy about it, has been a mess. And inconvenienced, hurt, damaged, killed people. Now, I don't want to actually go back to Exxon and say, because Christie has done so many, he's probably the worst governor in my lifetime. But at every gimmick that he could think of, or some that other people told him, he's used. But with this runnels and all, you're using the same thing. And it's selling other things. The thing that's harped, that really upset me, is using $7 million from the Open Space Trust Fund. Now that I look at as theft, and that happened 5, 6 years ago when you were going to lay off a lot of people. Then you came up with this idea saying, well, let's use this for parks maintenance. Now that's another gimmick, and it's, some people don't care, but it is budgetary chicanery. And what you're doing, pretty much what you're accusing Christie of doing correctly. Christie has been an awful governor. I mean, he came in all bluster, and he's just, wound down. He's done much more damage than any other governor. Well, McGreevy with some of his appointments, but yeah, for now, I mean, if he gets another year or so, he'll beat him. But basically, that's pretty much it. I think what you've done with runnels is equivalent to what's been done with Exxon.